In Hong Kong today, calm largely prevailed, but the city braced for more large protests this weekend as Beijing delivered more harsh rhetoric. Chinese security forces mustered just across Hong Kong's border, and President Trump inserted himself into the tense standoff. Special correspondent Bruce Harrison reports now from Hong Kong.
Soldiers marched amid a sea of paramilitary vehicles parked near the border dividing China from Hong Kong. Chinese military exercises today, a reminder of Beijing's thinning patience with its territory. It's another warning against protests engulfing Hong Kong, which target Beijing's efforts to whittle away at Hong Kong's autonomy. And today, the rhetoric from top Chinese officials again matched the military flex.
Their moves are severe and violent offenses and already showed signs of terrorism.
But Hong Kongers are preparing for another weekend of demonstrations, which have veered into violent clashes with Hong Kong police. Legal experts are warning Hong Kong's government may also call on Beijing's army garrison stationed in Hong Kong to intervene.
If China commits to use force, I presume it will use the force necessary to quell things. And
David Lampton is a research fellow at Stanford University's Asia-Pacific Research Center.
And so I think Beijing has not decided whether or not to use force, hopes not to. But in the end, if it's that or control from the viewpoint of Beijing, I have little doubt they would use the force they think necessary to quickly subdue it.
Today, President Trump expressed confidence that Chinese President Xi Jinping would find a solution.
I really would like to see China in a humane way solve the problem in Hong Kong. Humanely solve the problem in Hong Kong. And I think they could do it very quickly. You know, I said yesterday, I really have a lot of confidence in President Xi. I know that if he sat down with their representatives, I have no doubt he would solve that problem quickly.
But hopes for a dialogue may be just that.
The idea of Xi talking to the protesters, probably from a Chinese point of view, is even a worse idea, because the Chinese have some experience of that. In 1989, then Premier Li Peng talked to the protesters. One of the protesters, the lead one, talking with him, came in pajamas, humiliated the premier, and that probably even accelerated the move on the protesters in Tiananmen.
As the standoff between China's mainland and Hong Kong stiffens, many in Beijing feel it's only a matter of time before their government cracks down.
The Chinese national government will not allow you to do this, causing chaos like this. You can tell people about your complaints, but if you use these extreme means, then in the future, you'll run into trouble.
Some Hong Kongers are growing weary of the chaos too.
What are the core values of Hong Kong? They are democracy, freedom, fairness, and justice. But is it democracy for the rioters to beat me if I don't agree with what they say?
And the inconveniences, as some residents call them, will almost certainly continue this weekend.
A number of demonstrations are planned for Friday and Saturday, including rallies of students and teachers. But it's often the marches through Hong Kong streets that descend into violence between police and protesters. And another long march is scheduled for Sunday, testing the patience of the local government and Beijing. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Bruce Harrison in Hong Kong.